Well, folks, here we are again, back at it with the dish with Chase and Ben. My name is Chase.
I'm Beatrice.
Beatrice. That was... Oh, never mind. I'm not going to say where I remember that name from.
Beatrice.
Good morning, Chadwick. How's your day going so far?
My day has been past and done and gone. It's
all
nighttime.
done. It is the night.
My day was okay.
Girl, tell me about it.
I got my hair cut. I went to the
Looks wonderful.
grocer. I went to Tony's Ace Hardware in Hazel Park, Michigan.
The promised land.
And I had a headache. So I played video games. And I took ibuprofen. And I showered. And now I feel fine.
That's good.
But I watched some movies.
What movies
I watched
did you
that
watch?
movie today that Jared recommended.
Yeah, Gerard recommended a movie. What was it called again?
It's called Existence.
Oh, yeah, it ends with a Z.
Well, it's because it's like a video game. And
Okay.
It's called Existence. It's called like it's pronounced a weird way.
Do
It's
you wanna
really
show
good.
it to me and I can pronounce it?
It's really good.
Okay.
I forgot to tell him that I was going to watch that today.
That's fine, Jared. Don't suggest any movies for me. That's okay. I don't even want your suggestions. Keep them secret from me. Existence.
Existence. That's what it is.
I'm
Existence.
a genius.
And it's with Jude Law.
Jude Law?
Yeah. And
I love Jude Law.
And it was really gross and weird. It was really good. No, it was great. It reminded me kind of Videodrome.
Okay.
With James Woods, because the video game, it looks literally like an umbilical cord, and like
Vile.
the controller, quote unquote, is like fleshy and skin, and you get like a port installed in your body, and it goes into your body.
Oh, heavens no.
And you're like in the game. It's gross. It was
That
super
sounds sick,
gross.
though.
It was cool. It was
Oh my
it was gross
gosh.
though. Yeah, it was it was a good movie though. Good suggestion, Jared.
Heck yeah. That sounds dope.
So I did that. Talked to my mom on the phone for a little bit.
You recently saw a movie that I suggested as well, and I don't think you enjoyed it very much. Saltburn.
I did not enjoy it.
Yeah.
It was fine. It was fine. It was fine. I don't like movies like that. I feel like
Yeah.
they're lazy, kind of.
I know. You said that, and I really had a hard time with that. I don't think
Yeah.
it's lazy, literally.
It's
at
just
all.
really easy to make a movie that would make someone uncomfortable.
I don't think so.
I do think that.
That movie didn't make me uncomfortable.
Oh, it made me very uncomfortable.
Okay. Maybe it's easy to make you uncomfortable.
Perhaps. That's probably it, too.
I don't think the production team
It was
going
definitely
out
like
to-
a movie that like I said before, I didn't see it coming at the end.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah.
And it was good. Like the acting was good. Like it was a fine movie.
I would say that's Barry Keoghan's like best movie.
I'm not sure
all
who that
of
person is.
Oliver, the main character, the one with the
Oh,
weird
I
eyes.
see. Yeah. Kyogen.
Barry Keoghan. I also really liked him in Eternals, and every other movie I've seen him in, I had such a hard time
Oh yeah,
with.
he is in Eternals. Isn't
He is.
Yeah, that movie was.
I
Okay
can't remember
too.
what his name is. I want to watch it again though.
I've only seen it one time.
I think I've seen it 1.5 times. It's a long.
It's quite
movie.
long. Yeah, I was
I'm
gonna say,
so
it's
sick
kinda
of
a long
Marvel
movie.
movies, dude. I can't keep up with them anymore. After Avengers, I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm good. You guys can't do anything else as good as this anymore, so that's okay.
Yeah, I feel that.
Oh well. R.I.P.
What did you do all day, Ben?
I
You
worked.
had a great day at work.
I had a trying day,
You had a great
but
day.
I'm done now. I get to drive my sister to the airport tomorrow at 7:30 in the morning.
Lucky her.
Lucky her.
Why
But
is
yeah.
she such a mooch, dude?
She's
You know
not
what
a
I mean?
mooch. She's my beloved sister, and I love her dearly. So enough of that narrative. My parents currently are in Toronto, the city of angels, celebrating their 35th wedding anniversary.
Toronto was really cool.
Toronto. I want to
Yeah.
go so badly. Last time we went to Canada, it was really fun, and it was also a nightmare getting there.
They have a cool zoo.
The Toronto Zoo?
Yeah.
That'd be super sick.
It's good.
They took the train, which is so sick.
That is cool.
I think from Royal Oak.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool.
That's the train that Nev and I took to Chicago.
To Chicago? Oh, yeah. They take the train to Chicago all the time.
Yeah.
I really want to go to Chicago. I want to go anywhere. I want to get the heck out of here.
In Chicago right now, there is a James Bond exhibit at the museum, and
Which
it's
museum?
all the James Bond like tech and like gadgets and stuff.
You have 3 days off in a row. Go.
I have dogs.
Just have Nev stay here
It looks sweet.
and go by yourself.
They have his Aston Martin there.
Which one?
Like the old one.
Ah,
Yeah, like the 68.
that's so sick. That would be really cool. I really think you should go. You should try. Do you know how long it's running? That is so vile.
Mm-hmm.
I wish you were not the way that you are.
I wish that you weren't so anti-Italian immigrants.
That's not at all where my stance is in this matter. My stance in this matter is I don't like when you eat on the podcast. You're very good at moving it around your little squirrel mouth so you can talk clearly, but I don't like seeing it when it leaves the breaches of your maw. I'm disgusted. Maw. M-A-W. Maw.
Ah!
Ha! All right. Enough of the frivolities.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Y'all, we watched a very surprising movie. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I did not think it was going to go the way that it did, and I really had a blast. The movie we watched for this week's podcast, which we announced last 2 weeks ago, is called Akira, or Akira, depending on who is saying the word. It is a Japanese anime film.
Yep.
It came out in 1988. I would say my favorite era of Japanese animation.
Yeah, it's sweet.
Incredible.
Good art.
Good art. It's 2 hours and 4 minutes long, and currently, at the time of recording, it is streaming on Hulu, Funimation, and Crunchyroll. It is a great movie. It is, again, not at all what I was expecting based on the art and what I've seen and famous bits of it. Why don't you tell us a little bit of what it's about here with a synopsis?
What it's about: a secret military project endangers Neo-Tokyo when it turns a biker gang member into a rampaging psychic psychopath who can only be stopped by a teenager, his gang of bike friends, and a group of psychics.
It's crazy. I was
It's
like,
crazy.
okay, it's going to be like a cool like biker gang movie. And then the psychic nonsense started, and it was like, what is going on?
It's good. It's really good.
You have seen it many times before. You really enjoy it.
I like
I had
that
never
movie
seen
a
it
lot.
before.
I am reading the books too, and the books are great.
Yeah.
The books came out first, if anybody's wondering.
Do you know how many books there are?
There's 6,
Okay.
and I think there's 6 or 7. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
I want to try them.
Last year was its 35th anniversary, I believe,
So
too,
sick.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it would be last year.
And
No, 45th,
35th.
88, 98, 08, 18.
Oh, yeah, 45th? I
No,
don't know. No, it would be
35th.
Yeah, it'd be 35th. Yeah.
math. Dude, I
Yeah,
can't
because they
keep
came
up
out
with
with this really dope book. What's it called? As you want to call it, a book set that came out, and I'm going to get that. It's all hardcover. It's a really beautiful book set. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so it's a great movie. I watched it a long time ago. It's very, very dated in a cool way.
It's sick.
The style and art, story, everything is really sweet.
It's gorier than I was expecting it to be too.
It really is. No, it was really great. It's a great movie. Yeah, there's
So cool.
I can't really pick that one apart at all. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
It's unique. And I think it definitely set the tone for a lot of other movies and
yeah.
books and everything else. So
More that we'll kind of get into a little bit here.
Yeah.
The first fun fact about Akira: the word Akira or Akira means bright, intelligent, and clear in Japanese. Which, funny enough, the creator of Dragon Ball, who actually just passed away today or yesterday, his first name is Akira.
Mhm.
It's a really, really cool name, and I love it.
The film was widely credited to breaking anime into the mainstream Western audiences. The movie is also notable for being one of the few animated movies to be released by a Criterion Collection. It's sweet.
Yeah.
Specifically, it was given a Laserdisc release in 1993, along with Watership Down, which was made in 1978.
That's wild.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And Fantastic Mr. Fox. which is in 2009, of course, with George Clooney.
I haven't seen either of those movies.
That's a good movie.
I've heard Fantastic Mr. Fox
good.
is fantastic.
It's really good.
Mr.
Yeah,
Fox.
it's really good. It's a Wes Anderson movie.
I have a hard time with his. I really want to like them a lot.
It's really good. His animated movies are cool.
Yeah.
They're like, well, I guess you'd call that animated. It's like a puppeteer.
It's a stop motion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop motion. That's right. Yeah.
This movie takes place in 2019, the distant future at the time it was created. In 2019, and depicts Neo Tokyo creating a new Olympic stadium. Coincidentally, Tokyo was scheduled to host the 2020 Summer Olympics before the COVID-19 pandemic delayed them until 2021. Remember that?
No.
I wish I didn't. It was so uncomfortable and so annoying. I did not like it.
Adversity, man.
I'm sick of adversity. Do you want to read the last?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do, sir. Yes.
This is the only fun fact I knew. Oh, goodness. Shush. This is the only fun fact I knew about the movie, and I really enjoyed it. And I knew this before I'd even seen the movie.
The shot of Kaneda's bike, which Kaneda is the leader of the bike gang, just so everybody knows it didn't see the movie, but the shot of Kaneda's bike sliding to a stop away from the camera in the opening bike chase sequence is considered to be the most referenced shot in anime. Homages appear in such TV shows as Teen Titans, Genny... Oh, I don't know any of that. Star Wars.
I think his name is
Jendi.
Yeah, Jendi
That's just
Tartakovsky's Star Wars Clone Wars.
Samurai Jack, Batman the Animated Series, that makes sense. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Adventure Time, The Simpsons, and even Pokemon.
Yeah, so the original Clone Wars series that came out on Cartoon Network in, I think, 2005 or 2006, one of early 2000s. I keep touching the freaking microphone stand. There's a scene of Obi-Wan Kenobi on a speeder bike, and he like does the drift away, and I remember seeing that for the first time. I was like, oh, that's really cool. And then like I learned that it was from this Akira bike like skid, and I was like, that is so sick. And yeah, it is referenced all over the place, and like once you see it, you start recognizing it in a lot of stuff, and I think that's really, really cool. Good for them. So in normal fashion, this movie has around 3 parts here. The first part's kind of setting up the story, setting up kind of what's popping off here. So we start off with 1988. An atom bomb vaporizes Tokyo, leading to the rise of Neo Tokyo 31 years later. Neo Tokyo is a decrepit city filled with violence and desolation. Kaneda, leader of the Capsules biker gang, confronts the Clowns, a rival biker gang, leading to a violent clash. So they're just kind of riding around. You're kind of seeing Kaneda's bike is so sick because it's like a motorcycle, but like the front of it like comes down onto him. It's like you almost are like in it. It's like very Batmobile, like when he has his little escape pod, his little motorcycle. It kind of looks like that, but it's like more enclosed. It's really cool. It's red. It's got a cannon sticker on it. I think it's really sick.
It is cool.
Ooh, I went way too far down. There we go. Tetsuo, a member of Kaneda's gang, displays psychic abilities after encountering a green-skinned person. So they're basically riding around. Tetsuo is like a younger member of the gang. He's a little more rash. He doesn't really have like the skills that everyone else has, so he's just trying to like keep up a little bit. He ends up almost running over this like little green kid. So he like kind of he like skids to a halt, like he, flies off his bike, he gets pretty injured, and he just sees this like little green thing, and he's like, what the frick is that? And like basically after this injury and after this accident, he starts like exhibiting psychic powers, and he kind of gets like picked up and is like, wait a second, what is going on here? Like, different agencies kind of realize what's going on, and they go and pick him up.
Right.
And take him away.
Right.
Which is terrifying and wild. Oh my goodness. Why does this keep happening? There we go. Get out of here. I've had enough. Holy cow. There we go. With them being a motorcycle gang, I wanted to ask you if you have any close personal ties with motorcycles or family members riding motorcycles, because I literally thought this was going to be a motorcycle gang movie, and it turned out to be so much more.
Starts that way. Yeah, I definitely do.
Yeah.
My when I was a little kid, my Uncle George had Harleys,
Heck yeah.
and they were sweet. And he also collected motorcycles, so he had like a garage full of motorcycles.
It's so sick.
Yeah, and he would take me on his motorcycle around, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. It was sweet.
That's
He'd always
really
take
cool.
me like down Woodward and stuff, and like, yeah, it was great. He had like old cars and stuff too, so we would like go down to the Woodward cruise on stuff like that, and it was
Heck
really
yeah.
cool. Yeah, it was definitely a cool thing. You don't think about how dangerous it is when you're a kid.
No way.
Yeah, and then like as an adult now, I obviously have a motorcycle, and
Yeah.
I ride my motorcycle, and it's. But as an adult, when I'm riding it, I think about how I could die or have like a closed head injury, you know, all the time.
Jeez, oh, Pete.
But
Staying positive.
but you got to be aware, you know,
Yeah.
you got to be out there, you got to be looking around, and people don't look for you. It's kind of crazy. So,
Very true.
but it's great, and it's super fun, and it's a great way to stay in shape. No, it's fantastic. I really love it.
That's so
it's
sick.
very freeing, and it's that one little dangerous thing that I get to do that makes me feel like, you know,
Get your blood
alive.
pumping. Yeah, dude.
Makes me feel alive. So
Makes me feel alive.
yeah, but I do fondly think of my motorcycle time with my uncle,
For sure.
for sure. What about you?
Well,
Are we keeping you awake or?
no, I'm
Okay.
falling asleep
Sure.
as we speak. My dad's dad, my grandfather, Lloyd. He had a 1994 Harley Davidson.
Nice.
I only remember that because that's the year I was born.
Sure.
He had a motorcycle, so we would ride it a lot. He would like get it out during the summer, and we'd like ride with him. We'd like sit on the back and like hold on to him, and we'd ride around and stuff. That was really fun.
Yeah.
And then when he passed away, actually before he passed away, a little when he was like not riding it anymore, my dad ended up getting that from him. And he rides it all the time now. Like the minute it's warm enough for him to ride it, he rides it to work. He rides it
His
around.
dad's bike. That's cool.
Yeah,
That's sweet.
soon to be mine. Not soon.
What, are you gonna kill your dad?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
So he got that motorcycle from my grandpa, to the chagrin of my west side of the state family that all wanted to take that, but no, they don't get it. It's my dad's. And then my dad also has another motorcycle. It's a Triumph. That
one's
he's
cool.
actually just getting completely rebuilt, and that is really sick. They kept as much original as possible, and he basically just like chose everything else, and they're like completely remaking it for him.
Yeah, it's
I
sweet.
forgot I was supposed to call them on March 1st and ask them where my dad's bike is. So I need to call them
I think it's
soon.
the 8th now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they've had it since 2019, so
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got to call them and check up on them again. Hey, where's my dad's motorcycle? Just wondering if there's a check-in. This is ridiculous. Lots of motorcycles in the family. I really want to learn how to ride a motorcycle. I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
I am very intimidated by it, and I have a very hard time with things that I'm not immediately good at. So I think I'm going to have to work on my patience and my humbleness and learn how to ride a motorcycle, and then buy your motorcycle from you.
Oh, okay.
Give it to me.
You can just buy your own too. You know,
But I like yours.
you could buy one just like mine.
I know, but I want yours because it's going to be cheaper. You could give it to me for
I'm gonna give it to you.
$400.
I'm gonna give it to you for 14 grand.
14 grand?
I used it, so it's worth more money.
Definitely. You have
Obviously.
custom decals on it.
My butt has been on it, so
That right there makes it at least 25.
25 thou. Easy.
How grand.
Easy. Grande.
Wild. Just kind of getting into Akira a little bit. Do you, obviously with the one shot of the motorcycle kind of skidding around, it is pretty influential in a lot of other movies and a lot of different media. I have a movie specifically in my head, but I was wondering, have you seen any other movies that are like heavily influenced by Akira, or have you seen kind of that style of filmmaking or storytelling like in any other movies? Because you've seen quite a few movies.
I've seen a lot of movies. I would say that lately I feel like I've seen it more in books.
Okay. Like in
But,
different manga and stuff you've been reading?
Yeah, I would
Okay.
say that is definitely more just because I've been reading more.
For sure.
But even just recently, honestly, when I was reading I'm reading this huge Spawn compendium right now,
So sick.
and he has a sick motorcycle.
Yeah,
And it's like that, where I was like,
Ooh.
oh yeah, it reminds me of that. Because his is red because it's made out of his cape.
of course.
So his is all red. Yeah.
So sick.
So it's super sweet. And I was like, damn. And I even now, like, I always look at, like, if I were to get a different motorcycle that was faster, I would get like a Ducati.
Yeah.
Because they're all red and they look like that. And it reminds me of that same thing. But yeah.
Trinity rides a Ducati in the Matrix.
Yeah, dude.
Ducati. Isn't that one red too?
Yeah, I think they're mostly red. They're like red and black Ducatis.
The Ducati that Trinity rides is black, and then they came out with a Matrix Reloaded version of that Ducati, and it was dark green with the Matrix coating on it. It was so sick.
That is really sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super cool.
My dad always says he wants my mom to get like a latex suit like Trinity has and to sit on his motorcycle.
Your mom's like, get up, Trinity.
Get up. I love that movie.
Up.
We need to do all the Matrix movies. Maybe just the first 3.
We did, oh yeah, I thought for some reason we did the first one. I don't remember. I don't know.
I don't think we did.
The first one's a great movie.
Dude.
That's on the IMDb top list. It's pretty high up there, too.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great movie. But anyways, what about you? I see it a lot in books. I would say like half of the... Let me think here.
Give it a thought.
I mean, really, it's like... That's the thing, is because it came out so early on, I feel like a lot of books are like influenced by its artwork, influenced by the drawing.
For sure.
You know?
That's why I love it so much. It's just that classic 80s, like Japanese.
It's hard with the
style.
books because the books aren't in color.
Yeah.
So it's like there's
trickier.
only the first 2 pages are in color.
Which is like such a sick... I actually, funny enough, after watching this, I got an Instagram ad for a T-shirt that just had that first shot on it, and it was so cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
I have an Akira T-shirt. I should have worn it today.
Akira.
I forgot.
Go change.
I think it's in the laundry. I just wore it the other day.
Laundress, clean your
I
linens.
love it.
So a movie that came out recently, it's called The Creator. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Everyone I watched that movie with did not like it as much as me.
I watched that too. Yeah.
Yeah. You were the one who brought it to my attention. It is very Akira coded. It's like this guy, government is trying to like track down this kid to like kind of either use him or destroy him, and the kid has special abilities. I think that child is a girl actually in the movie, but I can't remember.
But it's like a robot thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was an incredible movie.
It was pretty good.
Great acting all over the place. Story writing was good. There were definitely some plot holes, but I am a sucker for suspending disbelief.
Sure.
I can overlook plot holes like nobody's business.
Sure.
But yeah, I thought that was it seemed very heavily influenced by Akira, just like kind of the stylistic choices as well as a lot of the story itself. Like
definitely
like trying to track down this like kid with
Seemed
these
like
special
influence,
abilities,
for sure.
yada yada. Yeah, I thought it was really cool.
He's locked in like a vault,
Literally.
which is like basically the same as what Akira is locked in. It's like really cool. The vault that he's locked in the movie though, because the vault has like a temperature control that like keeps it like ridiculously cold because it basically makes it so that he can't use his powers. It's really intense. It's cool, and it looks like that vault.
Yeah,
it does. Like it's huge and it's
crazy.
gross. Yeah, poor kid.
Hit us with that part 2.
Part 2.
Listen
Tetsuo is taken to the hospital where it's discovered that he has powers similar to Akira, who caused Tokyo's destruction.
He made it go boom.
Yeah, Akira kind of freaked out. He's like, "No!" And then like everything just kind of happened. It was crazy. Yeah.
Man, Japan can't catch a break with atom bombs, eh?
I know, right? And he gets out of that hospital. He escapes the hospital.
Yeah, he does.
And he goes on this destructive rampage, and he tries to basically find Akira. And he like doesn't even know what Akira is really. It's just like in his brain now, where he just feels very compelled to find this
phenomenon
person.
That is Akira. Yeah, it's almost like a shared consciousness kind of situation, a little bit.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Colonel Shikishima, fearing Tetsuo's power, mobilizes forces to stop him.
Yes.
Shikishima is like jacked and huge.
He
and
is
has
like
a mustache.
8'6". Like he is like 3 heads taller than everyone else. He comes in
I think he does have a mohawk. He has a short mohawk too. Yeah.
So sick.
Kaneda and There is a resistance group, the rebels, basically, that
Yeah.
like want to like fight against Akira's, or no, they want Akira because they believe Akira is kind of like their messiah,
Yeah.
essentially.
The rebels, yeah.
They attempt to stop Tetsuo and uncover government secrets.
Heck yeah.
It's a wild ride.
La, la, la.
Kaneda's my favorite character for sure. I think Kaneda is hilarious, and I love his like confidence.
I was gonna say that he is like just trying to get with a bunch of people the entire movie.
Yeah.
Like he ends up like they're being questioned about like Tetsuo when they take him away. They're like in this like government compound. They basically like get arrested and they're being questioned.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, you guys can go. And he sees like a hot little somebody down the way and he goes, oh well, that's my friend too. She's got to come too. You got to come. Come on, best friend. Let's go. And they go. And he's just like talking her up, and he's like, "Yeah, so I kind of rescued you, so we should go get a drink sometime." And it's like, dude, can you just focus on what's going on for a second?
Meanwhile, like, there's like a suicide bomber in that building, and it's
Literally.
like he's trying to pick up a girl. And
My
remember when
gosh.
he tries to pull the grenade and it doesn't work, and the dude just punches him in the face?
Yeah, he's like, it's literally a suicide bomber comes in, he has a grenade, he pulls the pin, and then he's just holding the grenade, and nothing happens. So then there's like these like dudes just come up out of nowhere
And
and
just blast him in the face.
yeah, dude, it's so funny.
Discipline.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I love that.
I wish we would have watched it subbed.
Discipline.
I kind of want to watch it again, and I want to watch it
That
subtitled
would
now
be really
because
funny.
I much prefer Japanese voice actors, and
Yeah.
I want to like hear exactly what he's saying.
That would be really funny. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny.
Yeah, that movie is hilarious. And also the same thing, like those characters, there's a character in this book series called Gantz, and that is very similar to Kaneda, where like the kid basically just wants to like hook up with this chick. And there's like so much turmoil and like crazy stuff going on, and he has
He's
no
like, dang,
it's
this
so
is crazy.
ditzy, you know, and it's like a ditzy thing where he's just
Yeah.
like that's all he wants to do. Same with books, Chainsaw Man, Denji, the main character, same thing. He just like wants to touch this girl's boobs, and like they're literally like in the middle of like fighting demons and stuff, and that's all he wants to do.
That's
He's
so
like he's like
funny.
16, so he just like wants to do this, and it's like really funny.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Anyways, government secrets. Do you think any kind of government anywhere, not just our government, but do you think any kind of government has looked into or will look into in the future some sort of like psychic warfare? Like they did, because that's basically what they're trying to do. They're trying to like weaponize Akira
Yeah.
and those people, those
Yeah.
kids.
I have kind of a hard time with that because I just really don't know. I think the brain has a lot of control over itself and its own body, but I don't think the brain can like have control over other things. I think the brain in and of itself is like only like I don't know. I don't
You don't
believe
think so?
No.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything in the brain that can be like heightened or enhanced to create that. I have not seen anything in my short 29 years of life that would cause me to believe that that could happen.
Sure.
Like I've never met somebody that could like make stuff move with their mind.
Right.
And I've never like seen a convincing
I don't want to scare
enough-
you, so I never do it around you.
That's it. That's it. You ever like when you were younger, would you ever like sitting in a restaurant and you were like in your head you'd be like, if anyone can read my mind right now, raise your hand.
I don't think so. No.
Okay, I did that a lot, so that's why I don't think people have telekinetic powers because no one
Sure.
would ever raise their hand. Jerks. All you jerks are just keeping it a secret. You're not telling me that you
Jorks.
can read mind.
Yeah,
Rude.
that's fair.
How about you? Do you think the government is making a telekinetic army?
I have an extensive answer to this question.
Let's hear it all.
I think that in the past they've looked into it because I know that there are actual files that have been released. There's actually a movie called The Men Who Stare at Goats.
Oh,
Have you
yeah.
heard of that movie? That's a true story. So that's like the government was using people that like basically showed signs of telekinetic and psychic ability to use them to get information from enemies from across countries.
Okay.
That's a small portion of like I think what they've tried to do.
Uh-huh.
I think it's more plausible that they've tried to do that more in the past than they would in the future.
Yeah.
I think moving forward in war, I think they will do as much as they can to not have physical human beings on the ground.
Exactly.
I think they will most likely mobilize like tech. Like it'll be mostly drones, mostly robotic, like let's say beings.
Yeah.
You know, like war machines, like things like that. Like I don't really see. I think in order for them to evolve, like in a war sense, I think it would have to be like less human life lost.
Yeah.
Right. So like, you know, a lot, like most of, like even now, like, you know, what I've listened to on podcasts and stuff, like wars are mostly fought like over computers. It's mostly going to be like financial warfare, like economical warfare.
Yeah.
So like there's like, I think that over time, I think we'll take most countries that can afford to will take the humans out of the equation completely, which is terrifying.
Yeah.
But I think in the past, I think certainly they did look into that, like for sure. And I think that on top of that, like, I don't know, but I think that the government knows a lot of things that people don't know. And I don't think they would try that if they didn't have knowledge of something being a possibility at least. So that's what I would say. I don't know. But you know, but I would say that I will entertain that idea. I don't not believe in it. I think it definitely is a thing, and I think the brain, specifically the human brain, is like the most misunderstood, and still mysterious thing about the human body.
I feel you.
So like it's hard. Like even like a neurosurgeon really doesn't know a lot about what's going on in your brain. Like they can repair your brain, they can fix certain things, but they don't really know. You know what I'm saying? Like so, it's just like I think that like it's. Like I said, I would be more on like the open-ended spectrum on this. You know what I'm saying? But I think that in the future, no, I don't think so, because I just don't see what you could do that like an AI couldn't do, or a drone couldn't do, or like something like that. I just, like I said, I feel like it's safer and more advanced to not use a human.
Definitely.
That's what I would say.
Yeah. Well, and it kind of like goes back to like, I think we talked about it last episode, a couple episodes ago, where like, you know, like Hitler was very interested in like the occult and like all of that kind of stuff. I think that was maybe around the time that we were kind of getting into that, where we were like, well, we just got to get a leg up on anybody. Like
in World Wars, we got to try everything.
Yeah. We have to. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, if it happens, cool, whatever. I don't see
it happening. Yeah, not in war.
I agree with what you say, though. I think back in the day, it's like, yeah, we got to try everything. Now it's like, okay, we have to be on the forefront. Like all of like, I think there's just like less weight put on humans' abilities to do things, and more weight is put on computers' abilities to do things.
I agree.
Which is literally going to lead us to the Matrix. So can't wait
Terminator,
for that.
Most likely.
Terminator, yeah.
Terminator.
Term.
So yeah, so I would say that for sure. Let's cruise into part 3, Mr. Ben.
Let's do it here. So basically, everyone is trying to find Tetsuo. Tetsuo is trying to find Akira, just to figure out what is going on and figure out what's happening to him. So Tetsuo ends up finding Akira's remains. What?
I mixed the questions.
I know you did. That's fine. I kept rocking with
it.
That's okay. Tetsuo finds Akira's remains and undergoes this monstrous transformation, causing widespread destruction. His body gets so yucky. Funny enough,
he gets yucky.
It's so gross.
He can literally tear people apart with his mind.
Yeah.
Like, just tear
well,
them
that was the
apart.
one thing too. Like when he originally escapes the hospital,
Yeah.
he's just like walking. This guy's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he just like looks at him, and he just explodes.
Yeah, he's like,
which is
particleized.
insane.
He's
and
like,
so
he's
sick,
like
just
insane,
immediate. So like, I don't ever see that happening in real life, but it makes for really entertaining movies.
That's why I have to watch my temper, because.
You don't watch your temper.
Because if I get crazy,
I listen to you on the WALK of the dogs every morning. Come on, Nana. Come on, Carlos. Gah. Blah, 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 blah. Had a middle part for a second there.
I walk them twice a day.
Not
sometimes they get a little crazy.
Crazy girl. Kaneda, aided by the Espers, which are these 3 little... is that my phone?
Nah.
Rude. The Espers, there are these 3 little also psychic the little kids. The little green boy from the beginning is one of the Espers.
Right.
I think they're really cool. I was disgusted by the one in the chair. I do feel bad for them. They're like these kids that are being like basically genetically modified and tested to like basically bring out their psychic abilities and try to recreate a new Akira to an extent. Like anytime like kids are involved with man's like complete disregard of humanity, I have a really hard time with it.
Sure.
Kaneda, aided by the Espers, he enters the energy sphere to try to save Tetsuo, and then Kaneda and Tetsuo have like a shared past. He witnesses basically these memories of their shared past. Tetsuo is like kind of like becoming more and more powerful. He creates this like giant energy field, and Kaneda has to get into it to try to like stop Tetsuo and stop him from basically destroying the world again.
Right.
Throughout this whole process, Tetsuo kind of like comes in recognition of his powers and gets his powers under control, and he ends up actually initiating a new universe. He kind of leaves his like physical form, creates a new universe, and then Kaneda and their survivors start anew in Neo Tokyo. And it's just like a very wild, heady end to this movie where it just kind of like, there is so much craziness, there's so much wildness, and then he's just like, actually, I'm a higher being and I am creating a new universe, so you guys can do whatever you want. I am over here by myself.
He's like, I'm gonna make a new club that's better.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't even care. I don't even want to be. I don't even want to.
Care, dude.
I'm gonna open this own thing. It's gonna be cooler. It's gonna be better. I'm out, dude. I
am Tetsuo.
I'm never coming back. Never. Yeah. But the monstrosity that he turns into is intense.
So intense.
And these are those times, because I've talked to you about this before, where like you always think to yourself, like, God, like, they just keep remaking the same movies. Like, there's nothing else that they can make movies out of. And then you like read a book like this, and you'll see an anime, and you'll be like, "Holy crap!"
Where did?
But
this
then you're
come
like,
from?
the technology still to this day could not catch up to make this a live action movie and make it look and
Seriously.
drive that point across as much as like a cartoon or a drawing can.
Yeah.
But holy moly, it's like pretty disgusting what he turns into. But he turns into like what he is becoming. Like, it's personifying like what he actually internally is becoming.
Yeah.
He is becoming like this disgusting thing, like this like thing that just basically consumes everything around it.
And
you know what I mean? Like,
power.
It doesn't
pure
have
energy.
He just keeps losing a little bit of his humanity
every time.
You know, so it's like over. Ugh. Yeah, it's really intense, and you feel really bad for Tetsuo. And then actually, like, kind of like you were mentioning, like, these people aren't like inherently like psychic. Yeah. They're given medication that like triggers these abilities.
Yeah.
So they're basically just being experimented on and given drugs that we don't really know what's going to do to them. Obviously, we don't know the long-term effects of it because of Tetsuo and what happened to Tetsuo.
Literally.
So like, and these kids are turning green and they look like prunes. So like they look like obviously not doing well. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even necessarily think they are children. I think they appear to be children.
They're just like stunted.
But they're old and stunted. Yeah. Like
I feel you on that. Yeah. I would agree with that.
And that's the thing is like they're giving them different dosages to see how they would react. I believe Tetsuo is like started at a level 7 dosage.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
which is like a really high dosage. So to just be like, let's just put you on this.
Yeah,
it's like you being on Xanax, and they're like, let's give you 7, see how it goes.
7 Xanax bars.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh god, you know. So I think
you'd be able to.
It was pretty sad. You feel bad for Tetsuo. He doesn't have any say in this.
Yeah,
and the only thing he can do really is seek out Akira for answers and to like keep going back to the government facility because like they can alleviate his headaches and like help him feel like he's not going to die.
Exactly.
So it's like he's just kind of stuck. So
poor kid.
It's hard because he's like a bad guy, but you're kind of rooting for him because you're like, I want you to get out of the situation and like burn this whole thing down to the ground. You know what I mean?
Down.
Yeah, dude. You know, so it's a tricky situation.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, here's one for you. Have you ever seen a movie or seen something that was like based on an animated like original idea that like turned out well, that like kind of surpassed your expectations?
So this is an unpopular opinion.
Let's hear it.
I thought that the live action of Cowboy Bebop was actually pretty good. I thought it was cast well. And
Yeah.
I like the thing is like, and before anybody says anything, like I have watched the original show.
Yeah.
I watched the animated movie. They're great. But the thing is again, like I can separate the two.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the same. It's got to appeal to people that have never seen the show, don't even know what Cowboy Bebop is.
Yeah.
It's got to be entertaining, and they only have like a half hour per episode.
Yeah,
like,
what are you supposed to do?
So all those things considered, yeah, I think it was a really good show. I thought it was really entertaining. It was super exciting. It flew by.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good. I thought it was like definitely a really good movie. I've heard that the Dragon Ball Z movie is really good too.
The one with all the white people?
The live action. I've heard it's a pretty decent movie. I've never seen it, but I never was into Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
That was never my thing. I didn't watch
Rest
that
in
like
peace,
before
Akira.
school or anything like that.
Yeah,
It was not my thing. So
I had a friend who lived across the street who watched the show and then had like a Dragon Ball Z like fighting game on
Yeah.
some type of video game console. And I was the green fella, I believe his name is Piccolo. And I learned his one special move, and then I would just spam that on him, and I would beat him every single time, and he would cry.
Yeah. I would really like to see a physical rendition of Afro Samurai. I think that would be sweet.
That would be so
if they did
sick.
it like well. I think it'd be really dope.
Is that just manga, or is that anime too?
That's anime. Yeah.
Okay.
Samuel L. Jackson is Afro Samurai.
I would love
Yeah,
to watch
yeah.
that.
It's sweet.
That's so cool.
It's sweet, and then it's like it has like sprinkles. You know, you have Afro Samurai, but then you have like that sprinkles into like the Boondocks to me.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love the Boondocks. I that's like one of those like, oh, that show is so good. It's so good.
I want to watch it. I think we've seen like 2 or 3 episodes
It's
together,
so
and
good.
they were
It's
absolute
hilarious.
gold.
It's
They were
hilarious.
incredible.
It's great, and it's so star-studded.
Yeah.
The voice actors are everyone you know. Everyone. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's hilarious. Yeah, and I love it because like for like a quote unquote like American anime series that is like a black series, it's sweet.
It's incredible.
It combines so many different cultures in
Yeah.
one and pulls it off.
Yeah.
Like it's like crazy if you think about it like that.
Heck
Like
yeah.
it truly is. Like you can't you're combining like, you know, Japanese anime with like a samurai feel, with like black community and culture, with American like, you know, art, American
Yeah.
style, American jokes,
Yeah.
right? Like rap. It's also like combining that. There's many different rappers like in the show.
Okay.
It's like there's like how can you like again like if someone described that to me on paper I'd be like that's not going to be good at all.
Yeah.
That's literally not, how could you possibly make all of those in one and not be
Yeah.
disrespectful to any of those?
Yeah.
And they do it. I don't know how they do it. I don't get
So
it.
sick.
Yeah, and it's like it ran like that show ran. It was like a long show. It was great. It's hilarious. There's not one episode that's not funny.
That's super sick.
It's hilarious. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I would say like those. Again, that would be funny if they could somehow make it a live show. It would be really, really, really raunchy if it was a live
yeah.
show. But yeah, what about you, anyways?
Well, like most recently, they Netflix adapted Avatar: The Last
yeah,
Airbender as a live action show. I think they did something very important with that show. So my thing, and the reason I love Avatar: The Last Airbender, I am a huge fan of the animated show. I've seen
Yeah.
it many, many times. It's incredible. It's just like it really makes you feel a lot of feels. It's an incredible show. I think everyone should watch it. It is very silly. It's very larger than life. It's very animated. It's a children's show.
Sure. Yeah.
When you bring that and try to make it live action, I have a hard time with it because if they were to do everything the exact same way live action, it would not work.
Sure.
It is just
Yeah.
so like crazy, silly, goofy, and it's like hard.
Yeah.
Like the Netflix just did a One Piece show? The one with the pirates? I need to triple check that.
I'm not sure.
I think so. Whatever they did most recently, homeboy with a little hat. There was one part where he like reaches out his arm and it like extends really far, and they did that practically, and it looked foolish.
Okay.
Like it didn't translate well.
Sure.
Whereas in an anime, that's hilarious. Like that's really funny. It makes sense. Like, you know, in particular, Avatar: The Last Airbender, there is a character Sokka. Like he's very just, you know, he's the comedic relief. He's very silly. He's always getting super frustrated because he's trying to be like this big, strong man, and just everything just keeps like fooling him.
Sure.
And in the live action, they kind of tame that down a little bit. They have it a little bit, but he's just kind of like, you know, trying like, oh, I'm a big, strong man. Like everything's fine. It's not as silly and goofy because like it doesn't translate. Stop it. It doesn't translate as well in live action. So I have a hard time sometimes when they try to take something so silly and goofy and animated and make it into a live action. But something that I think Avatar: The Last Airbender did very successfully is they made it darker and they made it more realistic.
Sure.
Like with the bending and stuff. So like fire bending, you think, oh yeah, they're like shooting fire around, like whatever. How crazy destructive that can be to your surroundings and to a person. Not to get too into it, but it's surprisingly graphic.
Okay.
And it's like, okay, this is a way that we can do this, where you can kind of like show the gravity of kind of the silliness in this, and it's like
the collateral
really
damage.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I did read just recently where they got approved for all 3 seasons. So there's 3 books. There's Water, Earth, and Fire in the original animated series. So they got approved for those 3 seasons.
Nice.
They're only 8 episodes a season, but they're like hour-and-a-half long episodes.
That's
so it's
cool.
like little movies here
That's
and there.
plenty.
So
Yeah.
it's really nice, and like kind of the timeline is following the original show, which is nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like sometimes you know, it's hard to translate the silliness, so you got to go a different route, and I think they did that well.
Yeah, that's cool.
I still haven't finished the show yet. I think I'm on episode 4 or 5, so I'm excited to finish it, but it's like it's a better way to translate that into real life.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. I wanted to watch it. I would be interested to watch that show.
Oh, I want you to watch the animated show instead.
I have such a hard time watching anime instead of just reading the manga. That's what's hard for me about that kind
Well,
of
that's the thing. It's not based on manga.
I know.
It's an American
I know.
show.
It's
but
just like, yeah.
it's really good. The first book season, there's some silliness in the beginning, but it's so cool. And there's just so many quotes from that show that are absolutely incredible. I have an Avatar: The Last Airbender tattoo. I want another one. It's just it's a very impactful show.
That is a cool tattoo. Yeah,
mine.
it's sweet.
Ko the Face Stealer is a sick character.
That is cool.
Yeah. You can't show emotion to him or else he will steal your face and he kills you. Yeah. It's so sick.
That's what's sweet about anime villains are always
they're
just you can do so much with an illustration.
Yeah.
So it's just it's completely endless.
Yeah. Well, funny enough, with animated things, voice actors.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill, the gentleman who plays Luke Skywalker in the Star Wars movies, he does the voice for the Joker in the Batman show that you watch.
Yeah.
And he also does the voice of Fire Lord Ozai, who is the bad guy in Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Nice.
And he is so good at being bad.
Yeah, I can
It's
imagine.
crazy.
Yeah. There's a book called Hellsing, and it has like a main character, and his name is Alucard, which is Dracula spelled backwards, which is kind of funny. But he's obviously a vampire, but he can like he like same thing. Like you only see cool things on TV what vampires can do, and then what he can do because they can draw different things. It's like insane because like the capability is just higher. It's just a better like
so
there's so many cool things you can do. But yeah. Anyways. This movie is a 10 out of 10. It's great.
Yeah.
It's if you're not into anime, it would be a good start anime. I did have Neb watch it like forever ago, and she liked it, and I don't think she really ever has watched anime. I'm not sure about that, but I'm pretty sure she hasn't, and she really enjoyed it. So I would definitely recommend it to people that are new to anime if you want to try it just to see how it is. You have to have different expectations, I think, when you're going into watching an anime. Not different like in a negative way, just like different. You have to like think of it as like if you were like watching like a show or something like that, where like it's just like gonna be like this fun experience. But highly recommend it. And if you're a reader, I would highly recommend reading the books.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot in the books. And much like anything else that's based off of books, it's just kind of how it is.
It's going to be better.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, I would say that's good. Yeah, we're good on that. Are you good on that?
I am good on that. Really quick though, what is your favorite anime/manga? If you had to choose right now, it can be two
manga.
Different. Yeah,
like in general.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. So my favorite manga.
just one.
That's a really hard question. To be perfectly honest, my favorite manga, not my favorite graphic novel, because that's a totally different situation. My favorite manga that I've ever read, right off the top of my head, is a book called Censor, which is a Junji Ito book. It's not a big book.
Yeah.
I think it's a beautiful book too.
Oh, it was hidden away. I didn't see it. Show the class.
It's cool because the book is a city that basically it's covered in this golden hair that's magical, and the book is covered in it, and it's pretty cool.
That is sick.
It's a beautiful book. It's a hardcover. It's really, really cool.
You and your hardcovers. That is gorgeous. Junji, man, he's an artiste.
But he's not my favorite author. I still like a lot of his books. Like, of course, I read a lot of his books, but this is definitely a really great book. I think that it's unique in its own way. And
did he do the Kitty Cat one that we read?
Yeah, so that's the only non-horror he's ever written.
Oh, it's so good. I read it in a second.
It's sad, though.
I sat down and read it cover to cover. It was so good.
He's got
I can't hear you at all.
He's got a new book coming out.
Really?
I think on the 23rd of July that you can pre-order.
That's
right
my
now.
mom's birthday.
Really?
Happy birthday! Yeah, 23rd of July.
That's cool.
The year shall remain anonymous.
But yeah, I would say that. But then that's like a nostalgic thing. I would say series though, Gantz is definitely my favorite series. So far.
Yeah,
Gantz is so sweet. That's a show. They made that into a show.
Really?
Yeah, it's sweet too. Apparently, I'm not gonna do it until I read all the books. But
awesome.
but there's a ton of books. So and they're pretty big. They're like
they are.
Those are. I think those are.
Jeez,
what's it called? Those
omnibuses.
Yeah. And there's 3 books in each of them.
Yeah.
And I want to say there's probably 20 of them.
Jeez, Pete's.
Yeah. But they're so sweet.
Yeah.
It's like Men in Black meets I don't even know, Total Recall. It's so sweet. It's so sweet. Yeah. It's a great series.
That's so cool.
But yeah, anyways, what about you?
Come on, you know me.
You have to say it. They don't know you.
Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
I've read the entire manga. I have watched the entire show at least once. It's incredible. It's incredible. I suggest everyone watch that. Starts off heavy, doesn't let you up. Horrible. It is raining cats and dogs out there,
I'm so sick of it, dude.
It's just today.
It's
you can't be
too.
sick. Okay.
It's raining tomorrow too, I believe. And it sucks because I have to think selfishly. I don't want to. Oh no, it's not anymore. Yay! Because I have to walk my puppy dogs, and they need to walk. Ooh, it's gonna be literally 61, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row. It's gonna be. 60
I'm gonna have a
degrees.
bicycle.
Oh, thank God! I already have one, and it's right there. Look
Whatever,
at it.
dude.
You can see it right there.
Mine is coming from Canada.
Bicycle. Bicycle.
Remember earlier today when we spoke about Jared?
Yes.
He's gonna speak about us right now.
Okay, let's do it.
We have a call-in submission. Jared, the ever patient Gerard, he sent this to us January 31st. So we need to.
We're trying to we have to give people chances.
Absolutely.
Jared's he's top tier.
I'd say so.
Let's do it.
Let's hope this works as well as it always does.
Jared from Michigan.
Yo, what up, duders? It's your favorite local pizza delivery boy coming at you guys with another movie question this week.
Yeah, Green Lantern.
Hope you guys are doing well, getting back into the full swing of recording this podcast and everything. I'm super pumped that you guys are back. But I got a movie question for you guys that I'm very curious the answer to. I want to know, if there was a movie being made about yourself, you get your own biopic, what actor are you going to give the task to play yourself in your own movie? That's my question. Catch you guys next week.
Lorbits.
That's a great question. You go first.
Angelina Jolie.
To play you?
Yeah.
No,
I'm kidding. I don't know. This is impossible. I
You
don't think
have
very
to.
highly of myself at all.
Aw.
So I don't know who I would curse with this. To play me?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. I want Nana to play me. Hi, baby girl.
Get to think of your personality.
This is so
and who
difficult.
would do a good job playing your personality.
My personality is insane. Obviously, yours is Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh.
Oh.
Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal.
I'm just kidding. He's a piece of crap. But I do like his movies a lot.
He's a piece of crap.
He is.
I don't know, man. This might be a stumper. I don't know. I'm like obsessed with Barry Keoghan right now. He could play my messed up brain, but he doesn't look a dang
I
thing
want
like me.
James Gandolfini to play.
I can see that. I can see that.
Oh, man.
Who's somebody who has... I was going to say, what's his face? What's Waterboy?
Adam Sandler.
No, Waterboy. Give me a second.
Okay.
What's the one that we just watched? Radio Man?
Radio Man? Cuba Gooding Jr.?
No, the one where he has OCD and Asperger's
OCD and Asperger.
with Tom Cruise. Please.
Rain Man.
Rain Man.
You want Dustin Hoffman to play. Dustin Hoffman is 3 feet shorter than you.
So is everybody. That's so funny. I want him to play me because he accurately represents OCD. That is how my OCD is when I'm in a panic state.
Ooh.
He portrayed that well. I'm having a hard time. How about you?
It's really hard for me.
Dude, it's so
the
difficult.
first, like right away, which is wouldn't work. I just want him to be me. Is gonna be Mads Mikkelsen.
Ah, can I also have Mads Mikkelsen?
No, he's mine now.
He can play us both.
You know who I would? You know who I would want to play me?
Whom?
Javier Bardem.
Javier.
I would like Javier. to play me.
Stilgar.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, he's an incredible.
I would have
actor.
him play me, and I would.
Do you
have-
think he would have like your Italian joie de vivre?
I don't know.
He's Spanish.
I think he could do it.
He's from Spain.
I think he could do it. Or
Very close.
Or I would have maybe like.
Javier, that's so funny.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
Oh my gosh, he is.
No, I'm gonna stick with Javier Bardem.
I think it's incredible.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with him.
I think for me, I literally have no idea. The only person that's coming to my brain is that big son of a gun from the Umbrella Academy.
Ooh, I'm not sure.
I don't know what his name is, but he's just huge.
What
And
about
I'm
Dave
like,
Bautista for you?
no, thank you. I don't appreciate his acting prowess.
I love him.
Okay. I don't. I don't know. Jared, you stumped me. You stumped me good, gal. I don't know. I don't know.
That's a good question.
You tell
That
me
was a
the
really
bottom
good
line.
question. He asks really good questions.
It is
Honestly,
so
everyone
incredible.
has asked good questions.
It's great.
Yeah. I'm impressed.
I love it. I'm having a
Yeah.
blast.
Yeah.
Besides Melissa's question. Just kidding. I loved it. Love you, girl.
Melissa.
I love Melissa.
That will conclude our daily broadcast day.
our scheduled programming.
Send us questions. We really enjoy them.
Please do.
It's really nice. Jared, thank you, as always.
Thank you as always. I'm gonna actually while we're on the pod, I'm gonna message you back right now. Just answered your question from
He's going to read it and
literally
listen to your response.
2 months ago.
Good for him, Jared. Good for him.
We are also giving you quite the shout out on the new episode.
Yeah, he works for Green Lantern, and he brought me a pizza the last time he was at work.
I wish they had vegan options.
I don't.
I just want the small pepperoni cups, but without dead animals.
They
in
have
them,
good
please.
pizza. They have
Yeah,
really
they
good
do.
wings, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Jared, start pushing for some vegan options and then bring them to me.
You can have a salad from there without
Thanks
dressing.
and cheese and meat. Thanks for being
You can have lettuce.
freaking sweet.
Whoa, dude.
Send.
He is a sweet guy.
Did it send? It sent. There you go, Jared.
Woo! All right, what movie are we watching next week, Ben?
Pirate Radio.
Yes. It's a really nice movie. Pirate
Pirate
Radio.
Radio. Is it gonna make me cry?
I don't think that's on anything. Let me check really quick.
Those
But I
jerks.
don't think so. It might honestly. It might make you cry.
I'm so excited.
It's a great movie.
Oh, I love
it's a
movies that
feel
make
good
me
movie,
cry.
but then the end is hard, and it's
Yes!
good, but it's good, and it's like ooh, it's good.
I love sad movies.
It's hilarious. It's very it's star-studded.
Starstruck.
Bill Nighy is in it.
Love Bill
Philip
Nighy.
Seymour Hoffman's in it.
Love Philip Seymour Hoffman.
What is that guy's name that played my dude in Harry Potter?
I can't remember.
In Harry Potter.
He's very famous though.
Kenneth Branagh.
One more time.
Kenneth Branagh.
Let me see that last name.
I don't know.
You can't zoom in.
It's hard.
It's in
It's
English. It's Welsh, actually think is the last name.
He's the guy who plays Gilderoy Lockhart in Harry
Brainiac.
Potter, just so you know. Anyways, it is not on anything. It is
Perfect.
worth it for you to buy it. I see this movie quite a bit.
Screw it, just pirate it.
It's no. Well, I will say this before we watch it, and
Yeah.
we'll see if you'll agree with me
Okay.
after this. It has one of the best soundtracks I've ever seen, like listened to in a movie ever. Period.
I'm down. I'm excited.
It's fantastic.
Ooh, I'm so
Yeah,
excited.
it's
Should we watch it
fantastic.
right now?
No. You have to not fall asleep. So we have to watch that. It's a fantastic movie. It's really funny. It's really good. I want to live on a boat. And yeah.
I just saw a TikTok of a guy who won a catamaran on eBay
That's
for
cool.
$2.
Whoa, that's cool.
Yeah,
A catamaran? That's
Yeah,
sweet. That's
and it's
super
like it's
cool.
yellow.
That's really sweet.
It's so cool. I was like,
I would
honestly,
live.
could do
I would
this.
live on a sailboat, like one that had like an under, so you could like they had
An
like
under.
a
An
kitchen and like
undercarriage.
all that stuff. I would totally live on one.
Like
Yeah.
Andy Bernard from The Office.
I hate him in every way.
Okay. With that being said,
You have a hair on your nose.
I know it.
All right. All right, everybody. So
COVID-19.
thank you. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for coming to the studio today, Ben.
You feel these long nails?
No, I don't like them.
No.
Those aren't for men.
Just for men.
You can't fight a war with those.
I don't plan on it. I plan on clacking my cell phone. Click,
All
click,
right.
click, click, click.
Good night. Good afternoon.
Good night.
Good morning. And we will talk to you guys later.
Later. 3, 2, 1, bye.